From the bustle and colour of Kathmandu, our journey carries us deep into the Himalayas, towards the serene and remote world of Manaslu. In this film, we set out with friends from Australia to take on the Manaslu Circuit, one of Nepal's great treks. Along the trail, we pass ancient Buddhist monasteries, prayer wheels, and quiet villages where life has changed little for centuries. The path winds higher each day, through forests and valleys, before the tough 3-day ascent to Lat Pass at 5,200 metres. Standing there with the mighty peak of Manaslu before us, the views are simply unforgettable. From the heights we descend again through Bintang and beyond, tracing our slow return to Kathmandu, tired, inspired, and full of stories to share.
On our way to Match Korla. Here we go, on the goat tracks.
The cantilever.
Day 5 is our acclimatisation day. From the village of Shyala at around 3,500 metres, we set out on a 13.5 kilometre round-trip walk to the Punjian monastery. The trail climbs steadily through alpine meadows with panoramic views of Manaslu and the neighbouring peaks. At the monastery, prayer flags dance in the wind and the stillness of the high mountains invites reflection. After pausing to rest and adjust to the altitude, we return along the same path back to Shyala for the night. Day 8 began at 4 a.m. in the rustic camp kitchen of Dharamsala, with music pumping loudly and a steaming bowl of porridge to prepare us for the toughest day of the trek. With head torches cutting through the darkness and a clear starry sky above, we set off along the frozen trail beside the Manaslu Glacier in near freezing temperatures. Towards the peak, the climb was relentless, over slippery, often frozen paths where every misstep reminded us how much we relied on our walking poles.
We're just trying to make our way to go through that pass. We're at 5,085. So it's a little bit hard going. And as much as it may not look at it. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I got that on video. That's what happens when you're carrying the sticks and videoing. Well, it is a bit icy down there. Oh, I better stop videoing.
By midday we reached Lark Pass, 5,102 metres above sea level, awestruck by the scale of the Himalaya and proud of our achievement. But the day was far from over. The 6-kilometre descent to Bimtang demanded every ounce of energy we had left. What kept us going was the incredible strength and dedication of our porters and guides, carrying most of our gear, encouraging us with steady words and convincing us that we could make it. After nearly 12 hours on the trail, we finally staggered into Bimtang, exhausted but exhilarated by a day that we will never forget. The following morning we awoke to a bright sky and a crystal clear view back to Manaslu and the towering Himalaya, a reminder that we were still at 3,700 metres. As we descended, the landscape transformed, first through enchanting forests of rhododendron, bursting with shades of pink, purple and red, then further down into the lush subtropical valleys where the Marsiangdi River wound its way past oak and pine.
How's it going? You don't have to do the same. Good work, Mama.
Our final walking day was just 6 kilometres, ending where our jeeps awaited to take us back to Kathmandu. Relief, pride and joy filled the air as we celebrated the completion of this remarkable journey. But not everyone celebrated in the usual way. Lisa, overcome with excitement at finishing the trek, scrambled onto the roof of a jeep and declared herself a goat. And so fittingly, we close this adventure with the only words that truly capture it: the greatest of all treks, the goat.